Yeah, let me turn off the music.
Welcome back to this is Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. We do not have a Lawrence today because Lawrence's throat is dead.
It's gone. He needs
gone.
a new one.
Right, did I read this line? I'm pretty sure I did.
Oh yeah.
Please, illuminate us with your wisdom, young lady.
There's only one answer. The real killer.
Oh man. Prove the existence of this real killer then. What evidence have you?
Oh, I'll give you evidence for it.
Athena, are you sure about this?
To borrow your words, Apollo, I'm fine.
The greatest words Apollo ever said.
Okay.
Look at this. Black feathers and tracks, allegedly from the yokai, were found at the scene. I believe they're from the third party who struck the mayor with that set.
All right.
Oh.
Iffy.
And the defense actually suggesting some sort of monster killed that alderman.
That's exactly what I'm suggesting.
No, Athena, you just lost what little credibility we had left.
I can't believe he objected to his own counsel.
Sorry. Guess I got carried away.
Oh, Mr. Justice, we've no time to deal with this objection between members of the defense.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Yeah, you better be.
Okay, this kid's still, well, a kid.
Ouch. You mean it? I'm reporting to Mr. White.
So,
Mr. White.
Mr. White.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
right here.
I got the wrong job.
Alright, let's cook. So,
They know we have to cook.
is this court to believe the feathers and tracks are from a yokai, as you put it?
No, Your Honor. I believe they are a fabrication. The real killer wants us to believe some sort of monster murdered the alderman.
Very interesting. And why do you suppose the killer would do that?
Why indeed?
Every day I deal with more idiots. Mr. Justice, you seem as new to this as your partner is.
Ouch.
He took my life.
I did not know that was coming.
I can see the future.
This I'm not reporting to Mr. Wright.
Why, Fulbright, explain to his baldness what these brats are missing. You know, the who and the why behind those feathers and tracks.
What? You mean you can explain all that?
Investigation process is that
Starting to think I chose the wrong profession.
damn right you did. Very well. Let's hear about the so-called yokai feathers and tracks, shall we? Oh shit, I better work hard today. His entire case centers on one man's attempt to crush opposition to the municipal merger. Mayor Tenma panicked when the amazing Ninetails helped him embolden the I didn't know this word. They stoked the village's fears by fabricating a monster. The strange feathers and tracks he planted made it look like a yokai was to kill it.
Those feathers and tracks stoked the villagers' fears?
Absolutely. You know exactly how to prey on the superstitious masses.
Those feathers only gave weight to the idea that the alderman was slain by a demon. The accursed demon Tenmataro, that is.
Ah! Tenga who?
Tenmataro, the legendary demon locked away in the village's forbidden chamber.
The Chamber Pot of Secrets.
From a young age, the villagers are taught to fear the great black-feathered demon. And thus were they blinded to other, more plausible explanations.
Hold on for a second. Before we start letting our imaginations run wild, isn't there someone else that could be considered as a suspect?
Mr. Justice, please explain yourself.
On the day of the incident, there was a special event held at QB Manor. And as part of this event, there was someone dressed in the likeness of Tenma Taro.
Huh?
Obviously, this person is a much more likely suspect than any legendary demon.
Objection! Dullet, you are playing right into the killer's mind games.
What?
Listen here, the feathers and tracks were merely red herrings. The villagers believe the murder to be the work of the real Tenma Taro. However, the police believe the person in the Tenma Taro suit is the killer.
Ah.
The defendant sought to sow this confusion in order to deflect blame away from himself. However, he was knocked unconscious by the alderman, and thus our mentally deficient mayor was caught red-handed at the scene of the crime.
I'm stupid.
You can't just call somebody mentally deficient. Do you honestly believe Mayor Tenma would do something so stupid?
Objection! The evidence speaks for itself. Fulbright!
Right, the mayor's last effort to stop the opposition before the things got crazy. Amazing Ninetales is filling both the yokai craze and the anti-murder movement. Plus, he's one of the better-known mass wrestlers, a hometown favorite. That's why the mayor's panicked and set out the path of injustice. Gods among us. But do the people of Ninetales really believe a yokai was behind the crime? Yes, old Iffy. Yokai sightings are an everyday event there, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did. Oh shit, Fulbright Iffy. I must say, the crime that preys upon innocent, impressionable minds, yes.
If he tooting his own horn will never not be funny.
Yes, Rob Iffy.
Just so. A particularly silver-tongued inmate once had the following words for me. The innocent of heart are the easiest prey.
You don't say. Was this inmate the con artist?
No. He was framed for the murder of his beloved. I actually felt sorry for the poor chap.
Wait, so he wasn't the predator, but rather the prey?
Yes, well. Now then, the defense may proceed with the cross-examination.
Now, so there's a couple... This entire case centers on one man's attempt to crush opposition to the municipal merger. Mayor Tenma panicked when the amazing Ninetales helped embolden the protesters. Why? Oh, wait, yeah, because he was pushing for the merger. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with this. So he stoked the villagers' fears by fabricating a monster. The strange feathers and tracks he planted made it look like a yokai was the killer. This is the only thing that actually talks about the scene of the crime.
But it doesn't add up. If what you say is true, why top it off with murder?
Do you mean?
You claim that our client planted the yokai evidence to stoke the villagers' fears. If so, then why not stop there? Why murder Alderman QB?
Excellent point.
Thank you, Judge Iffy. It is, isn't it? So
You're
your
welcome.
honor agrees there was no reason for the murder, correct?
Objection! Perhaps the killing was on the spur of the moment.
You're saying it wasn't premeditated?
From the outset, I had no intention of paying heed to any of your babble. However, the fact is, the mayor made a startling discovery.
A startling discovery. Why don't I like the sound of that?
Alderman QB's secret identity.
Apollo. I think Prosecutor Blackwell has figured out the Alderman's secret identity. But even if he has, why would it be a motive for the mayor to commit murder?
This is not good.
This patch of fur was discovered at the crime scene. It's from the mask worn by the amazing Ninetales. Therefore, we can conclude that this mask was at the crime scene.
Never mind, but why would it have been there?
The victim was a former pro wrestler and a member of the anti-merger movement. Need I say more?
Oh, shit, I get it. Could it really be?
Your baldness has had an epiphany, I see. Our victim, her ex-QB, was the amazing Ninetales. And the
Right,
mayor's
you didn't have the
discovery
wrestler's
of this
name.
fact was his motive for murder.
No!
Rada. Order in the court. Yeah, when me join the judge, I can't order something. What a shocking development. The motive clear, then crystal clear.
You can totally order something.
What are we doing now, Apollo?
I didn't think they tie the Alderman's secret identity to the mayor's motive for murder.
Also incredibly stupid. At last we've
No.
reached my real point. Why did the alderman have to forge a secret identity? Does it not pique your interest, your baldness?
No, not really. It's odd that he had to create the other persona, though. Maybe he's a furry. What if that's it? He just secretly participated in the anti-merger movement.
Very astute of you, your baldness.
Right, now, take a look at this graph. Wow.
This ain't a graph.
Number go up.
And that actually just annoys me. Why is it like that? Why is it off to the side? Fix that. Fix it now.
It's showing us the text of the letter as
Bullshit.
as it is read. It's not showing us the text it's not showing us the letter itself.
It's bullshit. If you value your dearest life, you will merge Ninetales Veil with Ten Mattel. This blackmailer was found in the Ultimate's QB's bucket.
Well, what?
At present, the alderman's wife is in the hospital. And that letter is clear evidence the mayor was blackmailing him by threatening her life.
Wait, didn't the blackmail letter sent to Mayor Tenma go missing? Right after the Alderman's murder?
You think maybe the killer took the letter from the mayor after the murder and planted it into the Alderman's pocket?
It's possible, but we don't have any proof if that's what happened.
Talk about being up the creek without a paddle.
Mayor Tenma would have made a clean job if he just left up the planted yoga sticks. He was knocked out cold by his sudden decision to kill the amazing Ninetales. So it was the amazing Ninetales counterattack that brought the entire crime to light, I say.
Wait a sec. Fulbright's claiming that the mayor killed the alderman after planting the yokai evidence, and that the mayor was knocked out cold immediately after that? Detective Fulbright, please add your previous statement to your testimony.
Bless you.
We know this is wrong.
I didn't need to read that, did I?
No, you didn't.
No.
If they were planted after, then this doesn't make sense.
Okay, I wasn't paying attention. Why does it not make sense? Is it because he's knocked out?
So, he said he killed the guy right after he planted the evidence, but first of all, the feathers are still black, and second of all, there's a bunch of bloody tracks.
Alright.
Detective Fulbright, your sense of justice is anything but fair.
What's this? You question my justice again, Mr. Justice?
Yes, and I'm going to prove it to you.
Oh shit.
Take a look at this photo.
Yes. The crime scene photo. Yes, what does this prove, Mr. Justice?
It proves when the feathers and tracks were planted.
But I already told you they were planted before the murder. The defendant planted the yokai, instead he was knocked out while killing. He was knocked out while killing his victim.
But that would be impossible. If you look right here, it's clear when the feathers and tracks were left at the scene.
This'll probably be here.
Why don't you just point into the yokai feathers and tracks, Mr. Justice?
Yeah. See how the feathers are on top of the blood and the tracks were made in blood? In other words, the yokai evidence could have only resulted after the murder.
Then the mayor must have planted the evidence after killing the older man.
And then knocked himself out? How?
Or just a wilderness away.
But you said it yourself. The mayor had been knocked unconscious thereafter. There would have been no time for him to plant any evidence at all. Therefore, there must have been someone else besides the mayor and the alderman at the crime scene.
Oh, Apollo's objection theme.
I can barely hear it. Right. Must be some mistake. Oh, shit. Order. Order. Where's your evidence? You can't possibly have it. Can
We
you?
just showed you some fucking... What do you mean?
I'm blind in my right eye, bitch. Loser.
Evidence? Oh, I have evidence. In fact, I have an eyewitness testimony for you.
Shit, you do? But hell. My vaunted testimony is really just half baked.
He's taking this really hard.
Mr. Justice. Where is this testimony regarding a third party that you claim to have?
I have it right here, Your Honor. It's the sworn testimony of Mr. Tenma's daughter. The witness, Jinxie Tenma, saw a yokai in the hallway after stumbling upon the scene.
I go fuck shit up, Squawk.
It was the demon Tenma Taro. He's the source of those feathers and tracks.
Huh.
Will somebody please say something?
Alright, defense will explain to the court exactly what he means. Dare to mock this court and justice itself. You're unfair to bear your name, boy.
Your baldness. It appears our defense attorney here is delirious from exhaustion.
Apollo, think of something, quick, before you're held in contempt of court.
What do you think I'm trying to do? Before you decide whether I should step down, please hear me out.
Very well, Mr. Justice, I'm all ears. You had better explain yourself very well.
You'd think he just said that the Earth was flat or something. Like, holy shit.
But the earth is flat in Adam's voice in the sky.
Didn't know you're such a round earther.
I can't believe the judge is a flat earther.
Everyone in this universe believes the earth is flat. What the fuck are you talking about? What was this yokai you were talking about?
It's all in this statement here. Jinxie Tenma asserts that she saw Tenma Taro. After she discovered the crime scene and called the police, she came around a corner in the hall. It was around here. That she saw Tenmataro fleeing towards the foyer. The defense asserts that whoever was impersonating this monster is the one who left those feathers and tracks behind, intentionally or otherwise.
Oh shit. They're incredibly unjust. Why haven't I heard about this before?
The defense just proved there was someone else! So the mayor wasn't killed? Was it all a setup? The prosecutor is a convicted felon after all.
Oh, suck my dick. Because...
Oh, the momentum's shifted in our favor.
Good. Now let's keep it that way.
I feel like George got a bit stuck on that word because it said, the wind is shitted in our favor.
I don't care if that's what I said or not.
Objection!
Objection! Little do you realize that though you are in the midst of a fray, your sword is broken.
Ben,
My sword. I know I had one to break. Are you implying there's a problem with my claim?
Consider this. If that yokai impersonator had indeed fled toward the foyer, that fool and that fop would have seen him.
Fool and fop. Oh, you mean Filch and LaBelle. Okay, yeah, now that you mention it.
Both Phineas Filch and Florette LaBelle were in the foyer at the time, but they haven't stated that they saw a yokai, have they? What's that?
Phineas and Ferb.
Did you ever consider that yokai was but a figment of a scared little girl's imagination?
Why didn't those two see the Tenmataro impersonator pass by?
Why don't we ask them ourselves?
Oh shit.
I was just about to say that myself. No, really, I was.
If we can't catch a break.
The defense would like to call Mr. Phineas Iffy, caretaker of QB Manor, to the stand.
Feel free to hand the judge off to someone else if you don't want to play them. Or Phineas Filch off to someone else, it's up to you.
George.
Okay.
She's dead. Do you want a character?
I don't mind.
Or do you want a character, Alex?
Dude, I could be judge, bro.
Sure, you work.
I just know he must have seen something. Oh, starting now? Or...
Yeah, sure.
I suppose we can't ignore the fact that the little girl believes she saw a monster. I trust you have no objections to Mr. Justice's request, Prosecutor Blackwell. I understand that Mr. Filch is enjoying a nap out in the lobby.
I knew that Tanuki was a rare find. Does this mean Filch is hung?
I think we've
my.
established...
Why?
I think we've
Why did
established
you
this
get to
already.
that?
Because it's one of the main talking points back in Japan when I was with George. Hey, did you know Tanuki's have massive bollocks?
Whoa, it's only the nut sack.
And, you know, hung is something different. You, I don't want to be here anymore.
But when we captured him, I didn't think he'd end up a witness. Do with him as you will.
Did he just say captured? No, wait, I don't want to know. Very well then. Bailiff, please go wake Mr. Filch and escort him to the witness stand. Will the witness state his name and occupation, please?
Name's Filch. Phineas Filch. Caretaker of QB Manor. Yeah. Oh, and, it's for you, your lordship. Just, a little something I thought you might like.
Is that Fulbright shoes?
Oh my, what a fabulous pair of shoes! And your honor will do just fine, Mr. Filch. Ah, it's those shoes again.
Do they belong to Detective Fulbright?
Don't tell me Phil stole them again.
I'll use your worship, sir.
What? But they seem awfully expensive.
Objects are for me. I reckon they'd hurt somewhat your ownership.
It's a kind gesture, but legal ethics dictate I can't accept such gifts.
Ethics, methics. Just take them if you want. Polish them up real nice for you, too.
I'm sorry about the shoes, Mr. Filch, but I will accept your testimony. The court would like to hear whether you saw Tenmataro in the foyer after the murder.
Where the fuck are my shoes? The time of the murder, I was on the guard during the foyer, just like Mr. QB asked. Was he again?
No, that wasn't. That was me corpsing because of the delayed laugh.
Where's my shoes?
Sorry, go on.
I was making sure no one fair foul fishier, otherwise couldn't get her to our guest. Yeah. I was still in my office keeping a good watch when the murder happened at 3 p.m.
Why are you torturing yourself on the stand?
Because I do. I didn't see nothing out of this ordinary. No, sir. You look, he's taking the fattest shit.
That yokai you keep jabbering on about was but a phantom of a little girl's dreams.
So you're telling this court you never saw anyone dressed up like Tenmataro?
Yep. It's guarding the whole time. That's the truth, the holy truth, and nothing but the truth.
I'm down for Nether Butters.
Yeah. And Tenmataro, you don't really believe in all that yokai mumbo jumbo, do you? I certainly don't. Bullshit.
What?
Bullshit.
Huh? My bracelet. It's...
Plotting.
Something the matter, Apollo?
My plot device keeps squeezing my arm.
Is it taking your blood pressure?
Pretty high right now.
Oh. So you think Mr. Filch has been lying?
I mean, come on. I wouldn't rule it out.
I don't
God,
think
my
you'll do that.
wrist. Now, if I could just zero in on a tell. Some sort of nervous habit.
What the fuck?
Gouge him, Vela.
What in the...
Trap.
What's a hawk doing in here?
Allow me to introduce my trusty cohort, Taka. He seems to have taken quite a liking to the courthouse, made it his new home, in fact.
He doesn't live with you. You know, in jail? He's ever heard of a courthouse bird?
Taka simply loathes trickery and fraud, and that queer power of yours seems to have offended my dear bosun Buzzard.
Yo, queer power? Hell yeah.
This is some sort of trick or...
Fuck you.
Jesus!
Quack.
I won't be able to spot squat like this.
What the heck's going on around here? Run for the hills.
No pets or other animals allowed in the courtroom.
This is my squawk.
Somebody help!
Oh, he's merely having a bit of sport. He won't harm you, save when truly famished.
Motherfucker. In that case, Prosecutor Blackwell, you will ensure your feathered friend is properly fed.
Looks like we have to do this the old-fashioned way.
We'll be fine. At least we're not cross-examining it. If there was someone else dressed as Ted Mataro there, Phil should have seen him. We'll just have to put our faith in Jinxie's statement for now. Mr. Justice, please proceed with your cross-examination.
I am your god now, says Tucker.
Can't believe we just got the fucking perceive mechanic just completely... His plot device got cancelled.
And bird.
Bird.
By my plot device. was still in my office keeping a good watch when the murder happened after 3 p.m.
Was he like watching TV or something?
Yeah, he was looking at this because you circled it. And you mentioned it was a wrestling match, so he wasn't keeping a good watch at all.
Objection!
Don't lie to the court like that, Mr. Filch.
Call me a liar.
Sorry, say that line again?
Call me a liar because I'm telling the truth. Ain't right to buckwash a fellow like that.
Buckwash.
Unfortunately for you, I have evidence that proves you're lying. If you look at this TV listing here, you'll see at the time of the crime, there was a pro wrestling match scheduled. Something you never miss.
Ah, shit. I'm gonna wash that one. That's already I was doing my job just like I was supposed to. Yeah.
This guy doesn't know when to give up. Mr. Filch, someone even circled the match. It was you, right?
Yeah, that shit. No.
Not only that, you even told me you watched it. You said, and I quote, "It was a complete disaster." End quote.
And cry. Yeah.
So do you admit to slacking off?
I feel like there's a vague fragrance of mint in the air.
Yeah. You can't trick me if you're ready poo lawyer. I'm one of them professional types too. Yeah. I can do double duty watching TV and the phone at the same time.
The only thing Filch can claim to be a professional of is professional thief. Oh my god, the bird's gone. Mr. Justice!
Christ!
You would have this court believe the witness was slacking off. That's correct. He claims to have been watching TV and the foyer at the same time. That's nothing but a bald-faced lie, no offense. Bold, you say, but I'm not the one who's lying. Perhaps you meant the witness, Mr. Justice. In that case, let's see what evidence you can offer. You claim Mr. Filch is lying about watching TV and the foyer simultaneously. Now prove it.
Take that!
Please take a look at the direction the TV is facing in this diagram. Now, unless Mr. Filch has eyes where his right ear should be, I think it'd be impossible to watch the foyer entrance and the TV at the same time. Why, yes, someone watching TV there couldn't possibly see the entrance. Exactly. And that means, Mr. Filch, you were slacking off and were not watching the foyer as you claim.
Yikes. Bags out of the cat. Get all around, yeah.
All that to prove this guy's a bum? Order! Order! Order!
Ticket number 9, Lodge.
But Mr. Justice, is Mr. Filch's less than stellar work ethic relevant to this case? Very relevant. Because while he was slacking off watching TV, there really could have been a Ten Mataro impersonator in the foyer.
Objection!
I'm like, what now?
Granted, this Tanuki was lax in his duties, but he still had the foyer entrance covered.
What are you talking about? Oh crap, he's back.
This.
I'm not a mind reader. I'm like, what?
Auditory sense. His eyes may have been slacking off, but his ears were still hard at work, right, Tanuki?
Where? Yes, yes they were.
But you already admitted to slacking off. Now you say you weren't?
I was meant to be lazy with my ear thing. I would have heard anyone at the foyer. See, the foyer forms. There we go. Oh, creakity quack. Creakity squeakity when someone walks on it.
Creakity squeakity.
Creak, creak, creak. Long enough to wake the dead out.
So, you're saying you didn't hear anybody walk by?
don't expect Yep, my ears were working full time, so who's the liar now? You no good shyster.
Lying thief calling me a shyster. This has to be the low point of my fledgling career.
I might leave in a few months.
It's true.
Gotta hand it to you, Mr. Blackwell, sir. Really are something else. I mean, you don't sting, and then bags under your eyes. They're darker than mine.
Fair warning, Mr. Filch. Taka is particularly fond of Tanuki. If you lie to this court again, you may suddenly find yourself on the menu.
Stop it! Stop it, bird, iffy! Stop it! Please don't eat me, Mr. Taka, sir. Please.
The witness will henceforth testify truthfully under penalty of painful bird attacks. With that in mind, the court requests that the witness revise his testimony accordingly.
He is working overtime.
It's true, I was watching a person match on the office TV. My eyes might have been slacking off. My ears were working overtime. For fuck's sake, the floor there saw creakity squeakity like. No way I would have missed something. Walking by. Do you see? There weren't no Tenmataro in the foyer. Loser.
Loose.
Superstition is the religion of feeble minds. Understand?
I know where Blackwell stands on
A simple, rational explanation is best. Forget yokai, demons, and such. We must use common sense, for lacking that, our entire world would be but upside down.
Says the convict prosecutor who is totally a sign of the end times for the legal world.
Sad the word yokai is being reconciled about it. I had never been summoned to the zoo.
I can't believe Filch is going to sell Tenmataro to the zoo.
Ah!
I wonder whether Jinxie was just seeding things.
That seems to be the general consensus, but I'm sticking to my guns.
But if we can't prove she saw Tenmataro, the mayor's sure to be convicted.
And we better hope my guns fire bullets, not BBs.
Yeah, BB can still fucking hurt.
Yeah, Apollo got guns.
The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Are you ever taking a BB gun shot to the eye? Fucking hell.
So there's various non-lethal items that can do large amounts of damage to your eyes.
Like paper.
Or carrots.
Oh my.
Oh my.
That as well, even though it's not quite the example I would be thinking of.
I'd prefer carrots to paper.
A lot of paper cutting your eye sounds horrible.
Yeah. So you have pretty good ears, Mr. Filch.
As good as they come, I'd say. There's nothing to hear, creaky floor. Plus, every time a tower makes a sound, it goes by its little jingle jangle.
Jingle jangle. How's he do that?
Still my balls, right?
Got him.
It's definitely his. That's what jingle jangles. Jingle jingles.
I think he's got spurs that go jingle, jangle, jingle, Apollo.
Oh,
Jingle
shoot.
all the way, squad.
Wrong song.
Regardless, I don't know what he's talking about.
Beats me, but I guess Tenmataro has a staff that makes noise.
Yeah, you better do.
Didn't Jinxie mention something like that too? Said she saw Tenmataro holding a staff-like object that made a jangly sound.
I guess that's the source of the noise then. Well, Mr. Justice, Mr. Filch says that Tenmataro jingle jangles. Would you consider that vital information?
It's very important.
Extremely vital. I request that it be added to his testimony.
Alright. Question is, how does he know that he has a staff? Because I believe the scroll doesn't display him with one.
Oh.
And this is also the only document that shows what Tenmataro looks like.
I mean, wasn't there like an event at the office built, like the mansion that had Tenmotaro and
He didn't have a staff outside.
Ah, okay. That makes sense. Then.
Tenmataro's staff would make a jangly sound, you say? Well, I'm going to say that your story doesn't add up. Is there something the defense would like to share with the court? Mr. Filch, you say that you didn't see Tenmataro on the day of the incident. Why then did you assume just now that Tenmataro would be holding his staff?
Huh?
You see, the Tenmataro Jinxie saw held a staff in his hand. And she described its sound just like you did, as a kind of jangly sound.
Yeah, he was holding staff. To point.
Objection!
The point is that Tenmataro doesn't use a staff. Not normally.
What are you talking about?
You see, this is the only known document depicting Tenmataro. Is there a staff in that picture, Mr. Filch? You're right, there's no staff, not even a cane or a walking stick.
Ah, shit.
So the question is, why does the witness think Tenmataro uses a staff? I believe the answer overturns the prosecution's case on the most basic level.
Well,
Basic
now,
bit.
this is getting interesting.
Alright, Mr. Justice, it's time to show the court where you're going with this. Please tell the court why Mr. Filch believes Tenmataro carries a staff.
Because he actually saw Tenmataro.
Filch is a
Killed the
scatterbrain.
scatterbrain.
Yeah, just Filch is a fucking idiot.
Mr. Filch actually saw Tenmataro right after the crime occurred. That's the only way he could possibly know about the staff.
Busted again.
Bloody hell, you duplicitous little...
Yes, how'd that feel, Blackwell, you stupid idiot? Not so fun when you're on the receiving end of the blade, is it?
Did you see the slash effect on his chest and everything?
Admit it, Mr. Filch. You did see Tenmataro that day, didn't
That
you?
way. I see you know the way, my brother.
He saw him that way.
Well,
I'm begging you. It's nothing but a mistake. Please don't make me say it. Please.
but clearly you did see Tenmataro. Stop stalling and testify to that fact.
No can do. No way, no how. I got no idea how terrifying he can be.
Mr. Filch still won't admit to seeing Tenmataro, even though everyone knows he did. The question now is, why?
Mr. Filch is scared to death.
Is that why he can't admit the truth?
Come to think of it. They
Yeah.
say you must not gaze upon Tenmataro. But in the event that you do look, and then tell anyone what you saw, Tenmataro will claim your soul. Jinxie wouldn't admit to seeing Tenmataro after hearing about the village superstitions. She said that if she told anyone that she had seen Tenmataro, he would claim her soul.
Wait, you think Filch believes that too?
Explains why the bracelet reacted when he said he didn't believe the legends. It's the only thing that was wrong.
So Mr. Big time city slicker lawyer. Just heard about. Yeah. Old village superstitions.
Will the defense please explain what the witness is talking about? The people of Ninetales Vale believe some pretty strange things.
That's just the end of the sentence. It's the end of the explanation.
And
They're
their
crazy.
superstitions. They're just batshit crazy, Your Honor. And their superstitions may be the reason our witness here can't admit the truth. The truth that he really did see Tenmataro.
That's right. It's all. Yes. It's all right here.
Ignoring the superstitions will cost you your soul.
Do not gaze upon Tenmataro. Do not tell others if you see him. Ignoring the superstitions will cost you your soul. There is, however, one way to save it: your immediate departure from the village. Freeing him will bring ruin upon the village.
If you lose the duel, you lose your soul.
And if you lose the duel, you lose your soul.
soul.
That's why folks in Ninetales Vale can't talk about the Tenmataro.
But he's not in the
Right, he
village.
I need to step away for a little bit so someone take over Filch too.
George!
I am Tanuki Man.
Yep.
Well, that clears up one mystery. George is Tanuki Man. And the killer took advantage of the superstitions by wearing a Tenmataro costume. They knew that way no one could talk about him, so it was as if he never existed. The defense holds that this Tenmataro impersonator is the true killer. What?
Objection!
Objection! Huh. Superstitions, you say? What kind of a fool would actually believe such rubbish? And with that using some silly fairy tale could so easily expose the culprit? You'll need to come up with a more rational, common sense explanation than that.
Objection!
Your common sense seems awfully narrow-minded to me, Prosecutor Blackquill.
Objection! To try living in my world of narrow cells, mortal danger, and dark, sleepless nights. There is no lack of superstitions in the Clink, but few are those who truly believe in them.
Objection!
Well, the village superstitions are real enough to the people of Ninetales Vale. A life or death superstition might even make you a believer. Fucking dumbass. Order! Order, I say!
You fool of a Tanuki! 2 times now your lies have cost me!
Sorry. I promise not to do it again.
Taka, my fine feathered friend, have at him!
He's gonna eat me alive! Head for the hills! I'm allergic to falcons.
Oh, he took off. Bailiff, what are you waiting for? Or after him, and with your fastest men!
That's certainly not something you see every day.
Well, it would seem a new and important fact has come to light. Third party disguised as the yokai Tenmataro was at the scene. And now we have 2 witnesses who can attest to that fact. Any objections, Prosecutor Blackquill? Uh-oh.
Huh?
Huh? Oh! His shackles! No! I'm too young to die.
Justice, Dono. How long has it been since I've been forced to draw my blade? You had best say your prayers.
Ugh! What this shit all matter?
That's an illegal move.
Detective, do something!
Oh god. Have no fear, Fulbright is here. When the going gets tough, the champion of justice gets going.
Objection!
And get going already before he kills us!
Oh, but I stand in awe of Simon Blackwell, for it is his sense of justice that set him free.
Objection! I object to Detective Fulbright's definition of justice.
Silence!
There we go.
I'm not in the habit of cutting down unarmed cowards.
Oh, well, in that case, Prosecutor Blackwell, can I ask you to, you know... I think the judge forgot he's in charge here.
So, Justice Deno's assertion is this. Tenma Taro is the real killer, not Mayor Tenma. According to him, there was a yokai at the scene of the crime.
Right, and that yokai, or rather, whoever was impersonating him, killed Alderman QB.
Silence!
Oh,
You have to explain why Jinxie, being the first to discover the murder, did not see your alleged killer yokai there in the Fox Chamber.
what? He's right, she said nothing about Tenma Taro being in the Fox Chamber.
Let me enlighten you. That little scamp heard a dying scream right before she opened the chamber door.
And your point is...
Upon opening the door, she found a freshly skewed murder victim, the Alderman, and the homicidal maniac who had killed him, the mayor.
No, there must have been someone dressed up like Tenma... Oh,
Then, why does that little scamp claim not to have seen a yokai in the Fox Chamber?
Considering her father is accused of murder, surely she would have mentioned any third party that might have been in the room. I don't understand. Why didn't she see Tenma Taro inside the Fox Chamber?
There is but one way to find out. Ask Jinxie Tenma whether she saw your killer yokai at the scene of the crime.
Uh-oh.
The final battle draws nigh. Only one of us will leave here alive. Long has my blade thirsted for blood. At long last it shall be sated.
Wait, this is still a trial, right?
Show me what you're truly capable of. Justice Deno!
Very well then. Both parties no doubt need some time to regroup. So the court will take a 10-minute recess in order to... Ugh.
3 minutes.
I'm sorry, but a 3-minute recess?
Just so. Plenty of time if your destination of intent is the loo.
The loo? You mean the bathroom?
Oi, bruv, is he British?
Yeah, he did say
I think
bloody
he's-
hell
yeah.
earlier, so yeah, he is.
Oh, shit.
Sheesh. At least include enough time to wash our hands.
See that you take no more than 3 minutes. All latecomers will be punished.
Yes, sir. I hereby declare a 3-minute recess before the battle begins.
So in other words, this is a British person dressed in all black and is incredibly wavy.
So it's you.
Who else could it be?
I declare Prosecutor Blackwell the winner of this round of Simon Says.
It's funny, because his first name is actually Simon.
Makes a lot of sense.
Doesn't bode well for us if the prosecutor's running this show, does it? When has that stopped every other game before?
I think the judge needs some balls like that Tanuki. He busted out his shackles.
Yeah, what was that all about? Guess they don't make shackles like they used to.
Better be careful, Apollo. You really bore the samurai in him.
Had the edge in me.
Or the British replica of a samurai, or whatever. I won't think about it too hard. Especially after you proved that there was a Tenmatara impersonator in the manor.
What's with that guy and the whole samurai act anyway? Is that a Rob question or a Simon question?
Alright, fuck. Guess I'm doing this. Such fine swordsmanship. That is no mere act. Mr. Justice, it's high time I challenge this jailhouse prosecutor to a duel.
No, wait. Let's save the dueling until after we prove your innocence.
I suppose it could wait till later. Guess I'll put my 40 cards away.
Not even check the latest ban list. Does anyone remember we're conducting a trial here?
I'm still running Appaloosa.
Athena, I'm gonna go wash up.
Remember what Blackwall said, Apollo. Don't be late.
It's gonna be precisely 2 seconds late and get his head lopped off.
Now then, I believe our next witness is Miss Jinxie Tenma, a maid at QB Mana. I believe it can proceed now. If the witness is ready, that is.
Hyun.
Hyun, leader of the 100 demons. He really does exist. Well, that is one well-polished tray.
The witness will show her face in court or her testimony will be inadmissible. What is it, my child?
Be gone,
Nurari
Hyun,
There we go.
leader of the 100 demons.
Oh ho ho! You think I'm a yokai? I'm actually fucking Santa Claus. Well, I was once known as a judicial monster of sorts. The beast of the bar, the demon of due process, if you will.
Satan Claus. My charm has no effect on him. The demon of due process. Not sure I can see that one.
Now, you little scamp.
Yes.
I trust you know why you're here.
Bags.
Bags? Oh, that tricksy Tanuki. Try the noodle stand, and go enjoy a big bowl of Tanuki tail noodles while you're at it.
Oh, dude's here? Everybody's a comedian.
No, I meant your bags, the ones under your eyes. You must have trouble sleeping. Here, this charm will keep Azuki-Are away.
Azuki-Arai, the yokai that washes Azuki beans. The only thing needing washing will be your father's neck before I take his head clean off.
Azuki-Are often keeps people up at night with the noise he makes washing beans. But if you stick this charm onto your forehead, you won't hear him anymore.
Is that so? Well, thank you.
Looks like Prosecutor Blackwell got more than he bargained for.
They're bad enough alone, but together those two are just plain creepy.
I think they're adorable.
Creepy. Your testimony, if you please, Miss Tenma. Specifically, whether or not you saw Tenma Taro when you discovered the crime scene.
Jinxie's that type of person who will actually answer when someone just goes, "Ah, so you believe in yokai, do you? Name every yokai."
Proceeds to list every yokai.
Proceeds to list every yokai.
Did I see Tenmataro in the Fox Chamber? Well, when I opened the door, I saw... Yes, now I remember. Yokai. Yokai, right there, in that room.
Oh, that's it. So there was a yokai at the scene of the crime.
Uh-huh. Lots. And lots of them.
Oh. Wait, more than one yokai? Did Tenmataro happen to be among them?
I don't know. I just don't know. All I know is the room was swimming in yokai. Kasha, Nurikabe, Seto Taiyosho. They were all there.
Asha, Nurikabe, and Seto Taisho.
I
Interesting.
know two of them from like Battle Spirits and Yu-Gi-Oh.
I don't know Seto Taisho.
Well, this is an unexpected turn of events. We've gone from no yokai to a flood of them.
This is ludicrous. You would have this court listen to this delusional little scamp's testimony.
Yeah.
Your Honor, I believe her memory is simply clouded by fear. But a quick therapy session should ease her mind. With the court's permission, of course.
What a fabulous idea. Please proceed, Miss Sykes. You sure you know what you're doing, Athena?
Surely, she's obviously not herself. The trauma of discovering that crime scene and the fear of testifying have dazed her and confused. A regular ball of confusion. But my analytical psychology-based approach should be able to help, especially in this audience of hundreds of people.
Any objections, Prosecutor Blockwell? Shall we let Miss Sykes proceed?
It makes no difference to me. Do as you will, but I doubt we shall get any viable testimony. She'd be better served by bearing witness to the sword skills I forged in a distant land that I went to 2 weeks ago.
I'll show you.
That's interesting.
I have no idea what's going on.
So this is... I don't think we saw this earlier. Normally there's a weird emotion, George. But now she's so overwhelmed by sadness, but it's mainly panic, that we can't see any other emotions.
Yeah, she only exists in a state of anxiety. Relatable.
Oh, when I opened the door, I saw... Yes, now I remember. Yokai right there in that room.
Yeah, SpongeBob. No, it can't be him.
Is that a Tanuki on the right?
Yeah. What's his nuts? Never mind.
I don't
I
see
don't
the
think they would add his nuts in this game.
They did in Pompoko, and that's rated lower than this. Found something. Looks like an out-of-control emotion.
Athena, what exactly are we looking at here?
Good question. It's one of Widget's functions. Right here, you can see images and emotions extracted from the witness's voice.
Whoa! You mean that little thing can do all this?
Yeah, but
Oh, this is Lawrence.
Pretty cool.
Here I thought it was just some kid's toy.
Unfortunately, all I'm getting is an overflow error right now.
I can't believe it's the number is overflowed.
See how sad is brightly lit here at the bottom left? She's under an uncontrollable amount of distress, which is making her other emotions
Masking.
masking. It seems the sheer terror she experienced has made her a confused mess.
So, all those yokai she thinks she saw are a product of rampant emotions?
Yes, that's right. Her fear has instilled hallucinations and false memories. She's seeing normal everyday objects as monsters in her head. It's a form of schizophrenic hallucination brought on by emotional trauma. And the trauma in Jinxie's case is fear.
So she was, and still is, seeing ordinary objects as yokai.
I have to find the root cause of her extreme fear before I can treat it. Now, let's see. Apollo, can you point out which of the yokai... Point out the yokai on the Wheel of Fire. She seems particularly terrified of that one. Start by probing it.
Oh shit, we're probably today.
Next, point to what's causing Jinxie's out of control emotion. Finally, probe it again and try to get Try to get to the heart of the matter.
Okay, let's give this a try.
It's probing time.
No, just
So,
Point to the cat.
Cat monster on a wheel on fire.
I have probed it. Jinxie, what's the name for that yokai on a wheel of fire?
It's gonna be Nurikabe, I imagine.
That's
Oh no.
Kasha.
yeah, Kashi.
Yokai.
That's right.
A yokai that steals the bodies of the recently deceased. I bet it came to steal the Aldermans.
It's almost creepy how well that fits the actual situation.
Exactly. It's a form of hallucination where the patient can't see things for what they are. There must be something at the scene of the crime that she's mistaking for a Kasha. Apollo, you need to point out what she thought was a yokai on the Wheel of Fire.
I think I know the answer now. Jinxie, that wasn't a Kasha you saw. Could you have possibly mistaken this for a Kasha? Chandelier.
Swinging on the chandelier.
The light fixture?
This one right here, it has a flame design and is up there on the ceiling. There was never a yokai on a wheel of fire. The Kasha you saw was just a light fixture.
Oh shit.
That's one memory back to normal. Nice job. Now you've got the hang of it. It should be a cinch to point out the rest.
Jinxie, what about this white wall-like monster?
That's Nurikabe. It's a wall monster that blocks your way or leads you astray.
That's no yokai, Jinxie. It's a folding screen. And this raccoon dog isn't a Tanuki monster. It's just a statue of one.
I can't believe that was
Hey,
actually a
that's your
yokai.
mama.
And look, these are just coffee cups. And this right here, it's nothing more than a fox statue.
Or is it the yokai that makes you have to take a piss?
I don't know, but I think Kappas touch your asshole or something and steal your soul.
Yeah, Kappas want the
They
special jewels.
rip your soul out your ass, yeah.
You did it, Apollo. Her extreme fear is under control now. All you had to do was point out that she was delusional in front of a crowd.
To prove she was fucking crazy.
All in a day's work.
It was all just my eyes playing tricks on me. There weren't any yokai after all. See? A clear-cut statement. That's the power of my psychology and your intuition, Apollo. Don't try this at home.
Yeah, do not try this at home. Or in trial, for that matter.
If you are seeing things, please contact an actual psychologist.
As it turns out, telling people that they're delusional does not actually make them feel less distressed.
And just like we thought, though, never really any yokai in the Fox Chamber.
No, but we needed to see Tenmataro.
Right, there never really were any yokai there. So the defense is asserting the exact opposite of their original assertion.
Shit. Oh, Jinxie, what about Tenmataro?
Tenma who?
Wasn't anyone dressed up as Tengatara or any other yokai either.
Banger!
Oh, yeah, there was Tenmataro. Oh wait, yeah, there was Tenkat. Hang on, now I'm confused.
He got it backwards.
I remember it clearly now.
The rain is gone.
You've... Joking. Joking. You joking.
You gotta be joking. That would have been hard to do.
Order. Order in the court. No? Okay.
Number 9, large. Number 6.
I think we just dug our own grave.
Allow me to push you on in. It's the least I could do.
No!
Apollo, can I interrupt your freak out for just a minute? I'm still picking up some noise.
I believe there is a weeb on the other end of the courtroom trying to kill him.
Stop trying to die for 1 second and look at this. It's an unexpected emotion.
Does that mean Jinxie hasn't remembered everything yet?
She's also apparently repaired that plate.
Exactly. We should be able to get something else out of her. I'll enter the new information and we have to run an update. 26 gigabytes.
I was so scared when I entered the room. My legs gave out and I fell to the floor.
You doing the dinosaur?
There in the fox chamber I saw... Ooh, the alderman dead on the table and Papa collapsed in a chair. Nobody else was there, and that includes Ten Matado. Interesting. So what's... She's more surprised than sad here.
Looks like it, yeah.
That's a
She's
bit
more
weird.
surprised her legs gave out and fell to the floor.
Maybe, but she's not as scared. Yeah, the sadness is weird here.
Looks like I'm not done pointing out delusions to the court. The amount of fear you felt is rather low, despite your legs having given out from fright.
This is just classic gaslighting.
Could something have lessened your fear?
Actually, I did experience a sudden burst of courage at that moment.
While you were about to make out with the floor.
It was awfully attractive.
You did? Where did it come from?
Let me think. Oh, it was Mama. I suddenly felt as if she was there with me. Okay, I'll enter a sudden burst of courage. Now, let's see. Ah, look.
Nice.
She's out here collecting Pacific clams at 3 a.m. Never give up. Apollo, the noise is all gone. Jinxie seems to have remembered everything now.
Bye-bye.
Sudden burst of courage. Now where could have that come from? Jinxie, was there something that gave you a sudden burst of courage?
Yes, there was, but I realized I had something naughty when I thought about it earlier.
What about it later?
That's definitely what I said.
Uh...
I would never make a mistake.
Technotar,
I'd done something naughty when I thought about it later.
This is such a weird statement out of context.
It was something to do with the floor. Any idea what could have given Jinxie that courage?
Well, there is one piece of evidence that comes to mind. I wonder if she saw something like it at the scene of the crime. Jinxie, did your sudden burst of courage have anything to do with this? Jinxie, you didn't happen to see a nine-tails flower there at the scene, did you?
The demon lawyer strikes again. I can't hide anything from you. I found a small case with a picture of a nine-tails flower on it. I liked it so much, I kept it.
Oh, that's why she said she did something naughty. She stole something.
You what? You can't remove evidence from a crime scene.
I believe she just did.
That's right, young lady. Removing evidence is a big no-no. Now-
That's a point. If he's back and he doesn't have a line, so...
Oh, you want it if you can take over?
Huh?
Do you want the judge back, because you don't have any speaking lines?
No, I left it because I felt kind of sick. My throat. I had like spicy food for dinner, and
Fair
so
enough.
I kind of dry heaved, and so that kind of fucked my throat just a little bit.
That's fine. In that case, carry on, Alex.
Now, the witness will produce said evidence this instant.
Sorry.
It does seem to be some sort of case. Oh, look, something slid out. It appears to be a key.
Might I have a look, your baldness?
No. Oh, fuck. He took it anyway.
This is none other than the master key to QB Manor.
Are you certain of this, Prosecutor Blackquill?
It matches the serial number of the key that went missing after the murder.
A master key. That went missing? Why don't I like the sound of that?
Our little scamp here has stumbled upon an article of unimaginable consequence.
That's a little melodramatic, don't you think?
He's literally the king of melodramatic, what the fuck? Heed these words, for I shall say them but once. The sole key to the Fox Chamber has been in this little scamp's constant possession. Ergo, she was the sole person who could use it before, during, and after the murder. Which leaves the master key as the only other key that could have opened the chamber. But this master key was found in a room that had been locked by this girl.
And your point is?
Until Jixie Tenma opened the Fox Chamber with her key, the room had been locked tight from the outside world. And there was no one else in there save the victim and his killer. I trust you have figured it out for yourself by now. The killer, other than Mayor Tenma himself, would be utterly inconceivable.
No!
My throat.
Objection!
Athena apparently has something to say.
How could this happen? Mm.
The defense assistant refrained from growling her frustrations.
Objection.
You
Bruh.
you alright?
I know Mad Tenma's innocent, but there's nothing we can do.
This sucks. Sykes, Dodo. Allow me to put you out of your misery.
Can I decline your offer?
Abandon your client in your misplaced faith in him. Let the relief of a clear head and a clean conscience come rushing in. That will make the inevitable guilty verdict far easier to accept.
Great, now he's playing Simon Says with us. Well, he's not gonna fool us with his stupid mind games. Athena, don't fall for his tricks.
Now I'm the one who's dazed and confused? I can't even think straight.
Hey, you alright? She fell right into his trap.
Now I suggest you make a mad dash from the courtroom and into the wild blue yonder. Only by running shall your mind be cleared and your conscience cleansed.
Alright, I'll be back in 10.
Stay with me, Athena. Don't let yourself be twisted by that samurai.
What?
Mr. Justice? I heard the word objection, but what is it you object to? Huh? Oh yeah. That objection was more of a reflex than anything else. I was hoping something would come to me while I was trying to stop Athena. The court is waiting, Mr. Justice, though as it stands now, I'll be forced to declare your client guilty and your legal skills suspect if this is it.
Jesus.
Now, do you have anything that could overturn the prosecution's case? Well, Actually, I do. I'm Apollo Justice, and I'm fine.
Well, consider my case overturned. Come on, Fulbright, we're leaving.
All right, sir.
Idiot.
Apollo, you have to do something more than your cords of steel, don't you?
Not really, but we'll be fine.
But
I've got absolutely nothing, but that's never stopped me before. I have to explain how the real killer could have escaped that locked room. Because it's all over if I don't.
All over now.
Apollo, this calls for a new approach. Try to think outside the box.
Or in this
Okay.
case, inside the box. Oh,
Well,
sorry if
outside
they
the box
don't.
as you were stealing the box.
Sorry. Damn it. I took her lunch. And what a doozy that locked room is, too. I didn't, but...
Yeah, I stole your line, which is my out of the box method.
Well, Mr. Justice? You have anything that can counter the prosecution's argument? Well, yeah, I think it's the door can be opened. Yeah, you bet I do. The real killer must have escaped from the locked room one way or another.
Vague conjecture shall only earn you a taste of my blade, Justice Dunno.
Time to do or die, literally. The defense will now explain how it would be possible to escape the locked room.
You sure about this, Apollo? Can you really explain what happened?
I'm fine. We just need to think this whole escaping a locked room thing over from the beginning. So, let's see. If the killer had escaped, how could they have done so?
The choices are pretty limited. The room has a window, but it doesn't open wide enough for anyone to get through. And there's a sheer cliff outside. As for the vent, it's up too high, and there's nothing you could stand on to reach it. And needless to say, anyone using it would be awfully sussy. There's also the forbidden chamber that wouldn't open no matter what we did. So that's out.
Yeah, that's why we gotta keep the solution simple. Like they say, simple is best. We need to rule out all of the absolutely impossible escape. Then whatever's left just might lead us to how the Fox Chamber was compromised. Your Honor, the defense proposes that the killer escaped through here. The Forbidden Chamber.
The simple option is door, right? But
Yeah, it's through the door.
The hallway door. Well, yes, I suppose that would be the only way out.
It would appear you've already forgotten. The only available key until JC Tenma came on scene was within that locked room. How would one exit the Fox Chamber and then lock it without a key, hmm?
I should have seen this coming.
remember, Apollo, keep it simple.
Simple, right. I could understand if the killer had exited the room with the key, but... Well, Mr. Justice? The prosecution has some fine Japanese steel waiting, unless you explain yourself quickly. I'm fine, I can explain myself. The reason the Fox Chamber's hallway door was locked was because...
The perp locked it from the outside.
What if the room was locked from the outside? In other words, the killer took the key through the hallway door, then locked it.
Consider this. The master key was found inside the tightly locked Fox Chamber. Any assertion that the key was removed from that room is a blatant contradiction of fact.
Exiting the room before locking the door would require taking the key outside. but the key was found inside the room, which does seem like a contradiction.
Only we could explain both. Like how the key could be inside the room and be used to lock the door from the outside.
Just get the key inside the room after you lock it.
Well, let's see if the defense can respond before Prosecutor Blackwell draws his sword. They've been standing ready at attention, bitch. How could the master key be at the crime scene despite the room being locked tight?
Throw it in from outside.
What if someone threw it to the room from the outside? You know, something like go out the hallway door, lock the room, and then toss the key back in through the window. That would explain how the master key could be inside the locked room.
And where would you throw it from? There is a cliff outside the Fox Chamber's window. Throwing the key from in there is an impossibility.
Good thing Tenmatara has wings.
Oh, right.
I wonder if the key could have been tossed in from somewhere other than the window.
Somewhere other than the window. Could the key have been tossed in through the somewhere other than the window?
Yeah, the air duct.
Take that!
Boom, 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 boom.
The air vent! Yes. The window may be out of the question, but the air vent's not.
That's right, the Fox Chamber's air duct leads out into the hallway.
That's right. The real killer entered the air duct from the vent outside the Fox Chamber, then dropped the key into the room through the vent inside the chamber.
That's preposterous!
Oh, that explains how the key got there after it was used to lock the door perfectly.
Mr. Justice, I'm afraid I'm a bit confused.
What else is new, Your Honor?
Shut the fuck up, Mr. Justice.
Don't worry, I'll explain it so even Your Honor can understand.
Damn.
Fuck you, Justice. First, the real killer, disguised as Tenmataro, murdered the alderman, described himself as Tenmataro, murdered the alderman in the Fox Chamber.
Did you see the brief animation where he didn't get a line, but it was just bruh?
Then, they fled the room through the hallway door and locked it. Next, they entered the air duct from the vent outside in the hallway. Finally, the killer tossed the key into the room through the air vent in the ceiling there. All that was left to do after that was go back through the duct and flee the manor. Well, Your Honor, could that be any clearer? Amazing! Even I could follow that!
Justin's really pleased.
To have an excuse to hit Apollo Justice over the head with a gavel.
That explains everything. The real killer was someone dressed up like Tenmataro. And there was someone else other than the mayor and the alderman in that room.
Right, looks like that lawyer has beaten the jailbird prosecutor. Whoa, that was a total turnabout. That massive forehead of his seems so much more attractive now. Jesus.
What? Order! Order, order, I say! No number 9 lodge? Okay, now that I've proved a possible third party, I don't see how our client could be guilty.
Silence! A valiant effort, Justice Deneau. But your final thrust missed its mark.
Whoa.
Both the little scamp and the tricksy Tanuki saw the yokai after it left the room. But then what? Did that irksome yokai simply go through the foyer and waltz right out the front door?
That's exactly what happened. The killer fled from the...
But that is impossible without being spotted by the foyer security camera, that is. The electric eye here would have captured any pesky little yokai trying to escape. However, there is no sign of Tenmataro anywhere in the security footage.
What?
Save for the foyer entrance, there is no other way to flee the manor, is there?
I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
Wait, I believe there is one other way to escape besides the foyer entrance. There's a large window in the foyer. It's possible to escape through there without being seen by the security camera.
Hey, you're right.
Silence! Must I point out every crucial detail to the defense? It seems you lack not only brains, but investigative prowess to boot. That is the cliffside of the manor. The only killer escaping that way would be a dead one.
No!
Wait, so the killer didn't escape out the foyer window?
What the heck, right? Ah, I suppose your next proposal is the killer sprouted wings and flew off into the sunset.
It was Tenmatara.
That would mean the killer was really a yokai.
If only we had some sort of evidence that could point to a flying killer.
Who's saying we don't? As completely far-fetched it might be.
Surprisingly.
The flying suit. What? You're saying we could prove the killer could fly?
You're not supposed to say that part out loud. Whoa, I thought I was the one with cords of steel. Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
We just need to say it confidently enough and they'll believe us.
Oh, Your Honor? What evidence do you have that the killer flew away? Take a look at this special edition paper by Spark Brushel.
Yeah.
Tenmataro. Real or flight offensive, end quote. What does this article prove, Mr. Justice? The photo in that article was taken shortly after the murder. Maybe the yokai in that photo is the killer shortly after they fled out the window? Mr. Justice, you're not seriously suggesting. Oh, I'm serious. I mean, it all adds up. The killer disguised as Tenmataro flew away. You know, by some way or another.
Silence! It is your brain that has flown the coop. That image is naught but trick photography or some other form of artifice.
Your Honor, I present my evidence. The onion.
Okay, then how about the Tenmataro figure, Mr. Phillips? It just vanished into thin air?
No, there is a rational, common-sense explanation for that. That infernal yokai our tricksy Tanuki witness never reached the entrance. He, or should I say she, turned back before the camera's electric eye.
Gee, I don't like where this is going one bit.
Now, the fact that we know the yokai had come from the Fox Chamber means that it was likely either Mayor Damien Tenma or his daughter Jinxie Tenma. Oh, well, we know that Mayor Tenma was already unconscious at that time.
Not good. Not good at all.
Do you understand the gravity of the situation now, Justice Dono? The falsified yokai remnants. And the appearance of Tenma Taro were the work of one individual. And that individual is none other than Jinxie Tenma.
Oration.
Ah, no!
Rada.
Order! Order! The defense will stop competing for the greatest freakout ever!
The little scamp was, no doubt, simply trying to protect her father. And it's no wonder that a superstitious mind conjured up this mad masquerade.
Prosecutor Blackwell's assertion makes perfect sense to me. Far more convincing than saying the killer escaped by flying out the window.
Did you truly believe that this could end any other way?
Did we fall right into his trap?
What do we do now, Apollo?
Our case no longer stands without a real yokai. If only we had one.
Bailiff, seize her! It is time I interrogated her as the samurai of your wood.
Ah, shit. It's more
Mayor-
Lawrence character.
Mayor Tenma!
I can do this one if you guys want.
This farce is over. I did it while you were away, but feel free.
I mean, up to you. I'm feeling a little bit better.
No, it's fine. Go for it. How does it feel seeing your own daughter accused of a cover-up most foul?
Toro's true identity.
Now, Mr. Mayor. It would be futile at this point to claim you were the yokai. After all, you have been knocked out cold by a blow to the skull. Slipping into a yokai costume and roaming about the manor would be all but impossible. Consider this as well. As it stands, your daughter will be arrested for obstruction of justice. But if you confess, the prosecution would be willing to overlook her little yokai farce.
Confess? The defendant intends to confess? Wait.
Apollo. Prosecutor Blackwell's up to his mind games again.
Mayor Tenma, no! Don't fall for his twisted words.
Don't
You're sent
open
away
that
for murder.
door.
Jinxie will be left all alone.
Real killers.
Tenma's going to confess unless we do something.
But I can't prove how the real killer could have flown away.
Look upon me in despair, for ripe is time for my return.
Huh? Uh-oh. I should watch what I wish for.
What? Foolish mortals. I am Tenmatara Squawk, the yokai you seek, Squawk.
What the fuck? Mayor Tenma?
Thanks! I am Tenmataro, freed from the bonds binding me for the forbidden chamber. Behold the turn of the Demon Kings.
What the?
Demon King?
Well then, I think it's time for me to take a vacation.
What the fuck is going on in this fucking courtroom? We seen stupid shit, but this takes the cake and shit on it.
The witness will, he will explain himself. Oh, you say you're Tenmataro, the yokai we've been chasing this whole time?
Indeed, it is I, Tenmataro Squawk, the one whom you seek. Come to reveal the truth, Squawk. This child is Tenmataro, you say? Nonsense, Squawk.
So, Mayor Tenma is a yokai now?
Ka. His body is now mine, Squawk.
So, you're saying that Mayor Tenma is being possessed by you? And that the yokai that Jinxie Tenma and Phineas Filch saw, and the one captured in the newspaper photo, those were all you?
The accursed power of these warning charms prevented me from revealing my true form, Squawk.
Your baldness! Can this not be interpreted as an admission of guilt?
Well, a confession by a yokai would be quite unprecedented.
Be that as it may, the defense's case has been overturned.
Huh? What?
You claimed the yokai that little scamp saw was some third party, the true killer, the one who escaped from the locked fox chamber. But it was the accused all along.
Ah.
Ironic, is it not? Your yokai turned out to be real in a manner of speaking. For the alderman's killer is none other than Mayor Tenma. And the yokai at the scene? That too was Mayor Tenma. Or should I say, dear Tenma Taro. The pieces have all fallen into place.
How so, Prosecutor Blackwell?
It seems I must spell it all out for you. Mayor Tenma killed the alderman in the Fox Chamber, which was locked at the time. He then removed the warding charms from the Forbidden Chamber's door. But then fell unconscious from the blow the alderman had delivered to his head. That's when his daughter Jinxie Tenma stumbled on the scene of the crime. The little scamp fled in terror, whereupon the spirits of Tenma Taro, freed at last from the charm's warding effect, took possession of the mayor. The newly freed Tenma Taro then fled the Fox Chamber.
Wait.
So you see, the yokai Jinxie Tenma saw was her father, possessed by Tenma Taro.
But when we arrived on scene, the mayor was found unconscious. How's that possible? He was supposed to have flown out the foyer window.
Then what? Do you mean to say the maid of QB Manor, Jinxie Tenma, was Tenma Taro?
Oh. Ugh.
Hold it, Squawk. That too easily explained, Squawk. Clue about that time that I got the percently tired I made for the Forbidden Chamber. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore, Squawk. The last exhaustion took me unawares. In the Fox Chamber, I knew no more, Squawk.
It would seem the pieces are still in place.
Is Blackwell up to his tricks again? I don't know what to say. Is the defendant a real, live...
So that rumor about Mayor Tenma is true? I knew yokai were real! Someone else take this, because we don't have to do it fast enough.
He really did kill the alderman just to be released for Tenma Taro, sir.
Why do we have two schizo people in this court? Order! Order!
Jesus Christ, Alex.
That's got everyone in the
Not wrong,
courtroom
bro.
believing in yokai.
It's Simon Says on steroids. He wants to convict our client any way he can, even if he's blaming a yokai.
The proverbial ducks are all in a row. You should now have no qualms about finding the accused guilty, your baldness.
This is one of the most bizarre cases in my entire career. Otherworldly, in fact.
You watched a lawyer cross-examine a literal spirit return from the dead, and then watched it leave as it was exorcised by what I can only describe as debate. What do you mean?
Yeah, and
Yeah, and what you gonna do about it? Can yokai even be prosecuted under our legal system?
Objection!
Mayor Tenma is just pretending to be Tenma Taro to protect his daughter. Plus, I already proved how a third party could have escaped the locked room. A verdict at this point would be premature. Since both sides have raised valid points, I have no choice but to...
Silence! This is the dark age of the law where defense attorneys are not to be trusted. This is but a ploy to gain time for them to fabricate evidence. How will I sleep tonight? Knowing you will not let the sun rise on the mayor's day of reckoning, Justice Donald.
Objection!
that won't work.
I won't fabricate any evidence.
Silence! Then prove it by joining me.
You dead?
A night in the clink will ensure you will not succumb to temptation.
How about I just promise not to succumb to anything?
We have both evidence and a confession. The killer is this yokai before us, yet it's beyond dispute. A guilty verdict is all but...
Jeez, bro.
What's wrong with him?
Prosecutor Black, we've had enough of your hate. The foundation of justice is fair play. You're in serious violation of that.
What in the devil was that? Fulbright, have you tampered with my shackles in some manner?
Yeah, I teased you, bro. Seems you found that quite shocking. My special jolt of justice device. It presses a shocking reminder to behave, baby.
You shall pay for this. I, Simon Blackwell.
Shut the fuck up. Your Honor. You need no fear now. I believe Prosecutor Black will remain at his best behavior.
What the fuck? a bit late with the reassurances, aren't we, Detective? Well, in that case, this concludes today's deliberations. The prosecution and defense will use this opportunity to further the investigations. This court is adjourned.
Wait, before you guys leave, did you guys see a pair of shoes about this big and brown? It seems I've lost them, but I took a nap.
Relatively shiny.
Yeah.
Well, time to bust these new babies in.
We'll see you guys next time on Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. Ow.